Firstly, I would like to say that just because I cleared this exam this year, I'm not saying that I'm better than any one of you or better than any one of my friends here, but I'll just like to say in short what I feel like it helped me through this process. And like I was saying, back in March until April first week, I was just sitting here in my main crash course class from Sir Jumroba, Sir James, and other faculty of Keystone. And I was also part of the main mock test series and then the interview guidance program. So throughout this journey, of course, like Sir has said, hard work was the key. But everyone has their own pros and cons, or let's say strengths and weaknesses. So one of my strengths was like I'm kind of like since college I was so I used to be a little good in memorizing all the facts and data. So that was one thing which also helped me to remember the facts and data, especially from the current affairs side. So I was able to add those things into my essay as well as my GS2 paper. Coming back to my mock test, I think out of everyone, sir will know how I performed in my first mock test, and then in my last mock test, I'm not saying that I did the best, but at least from the first mock test to the last mock test which I appeared from here, I could say that I improved significantly on my part also, especially time management. So of course our English paper this year was quite tough, I should say. I was not able to complete. I was not able to read 3 comprehensions. I just take it randomly, okay. But apart from that, I tried my best. And coming back to GS2, I think I got almost 30 minutes extra. I was able to write very speedy for GS2. So I'm really glad that I gave my mock test with my full strength, which has helped me to complete GS2 paper ahead of my given time. So in that case, what I want to say is nothing beats practice. At home, I should say that I was also, when I cleared the prelims, I was like thinking that, okay, all right, one essay every day. But I think that went on only for 2 weeks or so, and after that, I went back to practicing one essay in 2 days or one essay in 3 to 4 days. So I would like to say to each one of you that please don't do that like me. Try to practice every day. I'm sure that all of you are doing really well, and I hope you succeed in your goals. And apart from that, I don't have anything much to say. But lastly, I thank Keystone faculty, Keystone Institute, and thank you all for giving me this time. If there is anything which I can assist you, anything, please you can reach out to me also through Sir also. I'll be more than happy to help in my capacity. Once again, thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Felicitation. I've secured the post of technical assistant under labor, employment, skill development, and entrepreneurship department. So I began my civil service journey in the year 2024 after my master. So I took coaching. So right after 1 year of coaching, I somehow gave my hardest role into the preparation. I would say the serious preparation started from that moment onwards. And then by the grace of God, I was able to clear last year prelims, but it was my second attempt. The first attempt, I was unable to clear the prelims as well. So the moment I cleared the prelims, that was the time when I woke up, I would say, and I approached Sir Jumroba. That day, I came to his office and I asked him to offer the main crash course, and he was kind enough to offer us. And then I enrolled in the main crash course, and I've learned a lot through the main crash course. So to be honest, my journey with the main preparation started from his history itself, and I've learned a lot. And like my friend Fokwai said, our first mock test was a near disaster. We were unable to complete even the 5 markers, so which is not even half of the total marks for mains. So, but with the teachings, with the guidance, with the preceding mock tests, we were able to follow up. And by the moment we gave our last mock test, we were somehow able to complete the paper. And I was very thankful for Sir and the students as well for guiding us through the main crash course, and even more importantly, the mock interview, which was offered by the Keystone Institute as well. So, me and my friends, almost every one of us here, we enrolled together for the mock interview as well, and got the guidance from the experienced faculties like Sir Jumroba, Sir Minuli, and so on. Yeah, so I would say my preparation was more or less I think consistency, to be honest, but what I stick to is I really believe in the Lord, that is my Savior, and whatever we do, knowledge comes through Him, right? In the Bible, we even know that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So I really see my prayer before I start my studies, and I give my belief and faith in God, and He do the rest for us. So that is what I did throughout my journey. I keep on preserving my preparation as well as keeping my faith alive, and having a good circle of friends, I would say. Like my friends before, and more my friends who were not here today. We did some study discussion together. We attended mock test. 2025 last year, whole year I was enrolled in the mock test, and then that really for me, I'm very grateful for this. And I would like to encourage each and every one of you that we all have our capacities. So we all have different approaches of how to approach and study as well, right? So the things which work for us doesn't mean necessarily that it will go for you. There's no one people solution as well. But try to explore your potential, whether it's for the different devices which people as parents use to clear exam as well. And I wish the best for you all. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Suyam Jamir, and recently I secured the post of Social Studies instructor in the Department of Labor and Employment. Firstly, all glory and honor to God for His faithfulness, and also to Sir Chumroba and the Keystone faculty, because throughout this journey, whatever it is, Sir Chumroba has always been such a mentor as well, and also to the Keystone Institute as well. I started my journey right after my graduation, and for the first year, I was actually fully focused on UPSC preparation. So I was preparing wholeheartedly, but the first attempt I couldn't make it, so I transitioned and I started preparing for both NPSC and NSSP. And by God's grace, last year I got LTA, the Directorate of Printing and Stationery, and I'm currently working there. And this year it was my second mains. Last year I couldn't make it through mains, but by God's grace I could finally make it to the list this year. So through this journey I've made countless of mistakes, and one mistake was that I couldn't give my mock test very properly. So when I was giving my first attempt, I didn't attempt a single mock test as well. I was very scared that if I give the mock test, I will perform really poorly in my mock test. So I was quite scared that I don't want to give any mock test. But that was one mistake that I made when I was preparing last year. So this year, I made sure that I gave lots of mock tests, and the Keystone faculty, they provided very well-curated mock tests, which really helped me to enhance my answers as well. And I think that really played a part in my journey. And when we are on this journey, sometimes we have different strategies. So my strategy was that when I was preparing, I couldn't find a proper strategy for me. But as I was preparing, I found out that my strategy is different from everyone else's strategy. So as I was preparing, I found my own strategy and I stick to it. And that strategy was that I made sure to cover all my basics, I made sure to cover the concepts, I made sure that the current affairs are well integrated in my preparation. So one thing I would like to say is that the mistake that I made on my first mains was that I was not giving proper mock tests. I was not testing myself, and even in my answers, I was not integrating current affairs, facts, data, figures, different schemes and government initiatives. So these things really plays a very important part in our mains answer writing. And as we all know, the syllabus have changed, but the core concepts remains the same. So when you are attempting your answers as well, one thing I would like to encourage you all is that make sure that you are integrating your answers with well provided data, facts and figures, schemes and initiatives in your answers. If you are including that, then your answer becomes more analytical. And that's what I learned from the mock test that I gave from Sir Chumubas and his Keystone team. The feedback that they gave me was that to make sure that I make my answers more analytical. And that was one thing that I integrated in my answers, and by God's grace I could do it in my mains, and I could finally make it to this. And I would also like to encourage you all that every one of us, our journeys are different. But if we keep on persevering, if we keep on putting in our hard work, if we keep on trusting our mentors because they know what is best for us. They know how to guide us and what we should do in our exams. If you keep that, and last of all, the most important thing is if you trust in the Lord and give your best, then you're going to clear this exam. And I'm sure that God has a plan for each and every one of us. And you're not seated here today because you are not seated here because you just came up here randomly, but God has a plan for you. And He's going to take you through this exam. So give your best, and I'm sure that in the future, every one of us, every one of you will make it to this exam. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Lins, and I recently secured the post of secretary assistant. This was my first attempt, and by the grace of God, earlier also I cleared NPSC, and I'm currently working as an LD under the Department of Social Welfare Director. First of all, I would like to thank God for this opportunity and this beautiful day that has blessed each and every one of us. I would also like to extend my most sincere gratitude to Sir Chumro and all the faculty members of this coaching. Although I was just enrolled in the mocks, I think it really helped me in my entire mains preparation because, like I said, it was my first mock, it was my first mains and my first attempt. So I was really skeptical about how the entire journey would go through. But this was the only mock, offline mock that I attended, and I have no regrets because I still remember the first time I came for the mock. I was sitting there, and then I felt very overwhelmed, and then I knew that I was competing against the brightest minds in the state. So that realization just hit me, and I felt I was just out of the race, and I just felt like I couldn't do it, and I felt very overwhelmed. But that day also, I did not complete my paper, my second, my GS2. I always had a problem with finishing my paper on time. But by the grace of God, as the mocks progressed, I think with the reviews and the feedbacks that I kept getting, it really it was an eye-opener for me because it really helped me the areas that I was weak and then the areas which I should be focusing on. I think it really helped me to do much better. And before my prelims last year, I was also preparing for NSSP, so altogether I sat for almost more than 20 mocks, both offline and online. So I think it's very important that all of us, mocks, it becomes really important. We may think it's just MCQ, we just have to go and sit and do it. But I think it's really important because when you sit inside the exam hall and you're unable to solve it, it just makes you more demotivated and it just disheartens you. So when you keep consistently sitting for the mocks and all, I think it really helps in the end, it really pays off. So I would like to motivate everyone to sit for the mocks, and I think like our friends had mentioned, the mocks that is provided by the coaching is very well curated and very the quality is like top notch. I keep encouraging my other friends also to kindly come and then take the mocks. So it's very one of the best, I should say. And as for my strategies, I think I wouldn't have to say much because every one of us, we have our own ways of studying, we have our own strategies, but I think the key would be to stay consistent, to show up even when you don't feel like it, because as an aspirant, it gets very monotonous because you get up, you study, it's just the same old thing every day, so we tend to get very discouraged if we tend to question like where for me, I tended to have a lot of existential crisis as well most of the times, and then I would have a lot of breakdowns. But through it all, God has been so faithful to me, and I would like to encourage every one of you to, before you start studying, always before you open your book, pray to God, because for me that's what I always did. Before I would start preparing, before I started studying, I would open my book and I would first pray to God and ask for His wisdom and knowledge. And I think it really helped me, and even when I was very stressed and anxious, the Bible verses and the promises that is given in the Bible, I used to keep reciting that, and then I used to keep my faith in God. So I would like to encourage everyone of you to always put God first. And also, one of the mistakes that I would like to tell everyone that I made was that since I graduated in 2024, I knew that I couldn't sit for the 24 prelims because I was underage. So I was studying, but it was not like full swing, and also my preparation was such that it was not integrated with the mains preparation. So that is one of the most costing mistakes on mine, I should say, because I did not integrate my mains and my prelims preparation together. It was in silos, in the sense that I was studying only from the point of view of prelims, which really costed me a lot, because we had almost, I think, around 3 months for the mains, and then because it was my first attempt, I had no idea, I was just very overwhelmed. But yeah, so that's one of the mistakes that I made. So I would like to encourage everyone, even as you're studying for prelims, you study in such a way that you are covering all the topics for mains. So that will really help you. I should say that. And I think there's not much to say, because like I said, everyone we have our own ways of studying. So always be consistent, always keep praying, and always put God first, and God will do the rest. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Felicitation. Recently, I secured the post of Secretariat Assistant. First of all, I would like to give thanks to Almighty God for giving me this chance at the Keystone Institute. In this institute, I was able to I took men's crash course and mock interview also. Like all my colleagues have said, the main emphasis is on mock test, I would say. And the mock test is not just for you to check your knowledge level. It's for you to implement different strategies to check your timing and various other aspects of the exams. For me, this is my second attempt. The first attempt I was not able to clear prelims. The weakness of that was not giving enough mock tests, or not preparing enough, being not consistent enough. While I was studying, on certain days I was studying for 6-7 hours, and the next day I won't be studying. And the next day I was studying for 4-5 hours. That was my strategy, and that was what pulled me back in 2024. And even in 2024 I was able to reach NSSP till interview, and even there I was not able to clear, and even this year I was not able to clear NSSP. And as an aspirant, I was very disheartened, where I got a different plan. And as soon as I cleared my prelims, through I think the previous students, some of the students from Keystone were my friends, and then through them and through Christy, I was able to learn about this coaching center. And as I was going through the mock test, previous year mock test paper and all, I found that it was stuck to the pattern of NPSC, I would say. It was well related, so I approached Sir. In fact, I visited, and Sir was in office, so I took the liberty to call him. And then he was kind enough he was taking only limited students, and he was kind enough to enroll me here. And like our colleagues have said, on the first mock test, I was not able to complete any paper, not only GS. I was not able to complete English or GS1 or GS2. In fact, I scored only 50 in GS2. That was my first attempt, and I was very disheartened. But at the same time, the colleagues here, they gave me feedback. They were even checking our spellings, I would say, our sentence construction, and then slowly but surely, I was able to complete the paper. Also, my weakness is GS1. I'm not very good with facts and figure. It's always the paper that I scored the least, GS1. However, my strong point would be conceptual, I would say. And for that, I think as an aspirant, all of us, the basic of the basic is for you to study NCERT of any subject. That would be the first step as an aspirant that you should be studying, or we should be studying, I would say. To the core, we should study NCERT. And only after that, we should be studying those advanced books, such as Spectrum or Laxmikan or whatever it is. And that will help you in answer writings, in concept clarity, in essays, even in prelims, it will help you. And apart from that, from various sources, we should be adding various data. We should be able to collect those also. And like I said, all our colleagues has put emphasis on mock tests, and everyone has their own strategies. So my strategy would be to be consistent and to follow NCERT.
Thank you.
Hello, good everyone. My name is Felicitation, and I security assistant in the recently declared NPSC 2025. First of all, I would like to give all glory and honor to God for bringing all of us together here today. And I express my heartfelt gratitude to Keystone Coaching Institute and researching for guiding me here today. I started my journey in 2023 after I did my graduation and post-graduation in geology from Patkai Christian College. I started by self-preparation, but that very year, and then even in 2022, I gave exam, but I could not make it. And in 2024, I took coaching, and lucky enough, by the grace of God, I was able to clear NSSB as a head constable in the Department of Exercise and Prohibition. And that very year, I cleared NPSC prelims, but I could not make it in mains. Because that very year, I didn't give any mock test, like my friend will have said. Mock test is very important. Like, I don't know why, but I just feel scared, or at the same time, I just feel shy. Because when I go and write my test, if I get the very last mark, because of that, I didn't give any mock test, and I couldn't able to clear mains. And I'm lucky enough, in 2025, I cleared prelims again. This time I took the strength and give mock test. It is very easy. This one, like everyone said, it played a very huge role in my answer writing and all. Like, they provided feedbacks, reviews, so that makes me who I am today, I guess. And even the time management and all. So I express my heartfelt gratitude once again, and I just want to share to you all like my strategies. Be thorough with the concept. Start your journey, not just reading general knowledge randomly, but start with a very basic book. Like you go to YouTube, search for the specific subject, right? Watch the video, and then start studying basic concept. Because with the changing patterns of the exam, if you don't know the basic concept nicely, then it is very difficult. But with the basic knowledge that you have, any kind of question that becomes like optional or ABC, you will just make it. You can able to do it. So I think basic clarity is also very important. And one thing that I would like to share is practice reading articles and all from newspaper. Like it really helped me in my essays and all, and even the GS2s, like the structure, how to write, and also the important points that we should add. So I think we should practice studying articles also. I have so many articles at home. I used to cut every day, most of the time, but I never read it. And that's a really bad part of me. See, even though if you read, you should revise, and that's very important. So that's the only thing that I want to share. And lastly, let's all hope that one day or the other day, God will make it happen. Because if you have faith and belief, it will surely happen. Like it said in Isaiah 60:22, it says, at the right time, I will make it happen. So I just hope and pray that every one of you here will make it one day. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm so thankful to the Keystone family for having me today. I'm so thankful and honored to be here. And I am Lily. I'm Lily Konya, and I secure the post of Lieutenant Commander, Sub-Inspector from Guard Department. And by the grace of God, last year I cleared NSSB exam. I'm currently working as LDA under PWT National Highway. And speaking of my civil service journey, this was my second attempt and second interview. And based on my experience, I would suggest you to, I used to keep my book source, my materials very limited, and I used to know when to add content and when to consolidate content. For example, few weeks before the exam, I tried avoiding new content. And I used to focus more on revision. And I was also part of this Keystone mock test series, both prelims, mains, and then mock interview. And especially the mains mock test was really helpful. It helped me to identify my weak areas and my strength areas, and I work on them accordingly. And also even the feedback that we got during the mock days, especially the descriptive paper, descriptive type questions in essay writing, it was in details, like it was in handwriting also, answer writing structure and content, what quality, quantity. So it was really helpful mock days. I would suggest you all to regularly attempt mock days, both prelims, mains, and also discipline and time management would be one thing, one important factor. Nowadays, youth are actively engaged in civil societies or church activities. I think discipline and time management will you really need that, and especially those who are engaging in social media. Also, I suggest you to maintain time management and discipline. And yes, work hard and be consistent, be regular in class, and also focus more on revisions rather than expanding unnecessary materials and resources. And all the very best with each one of you. Thank you so much.
Notes from the articles from the newspaper.
Read that, keep it in mind, and then if
Japan was in ruins, but